BMW E46, one of BMW's most iconic and, in my opinion, beautiful cars ever manufactured. If you're looking for that racy, sporty look, this was the car to buy. This was the changeover. This is when BMW made that statement. This is when the BMW started to look bigger, butcher, nicer, sportier. One of the best BMWs in my opinion. And today, guys, we have completely changed this BMW, making it one of those individual BMWs, a spec that you won't just see in a hurry, and it's a Glossworx spec. Stay tuned for me to show you everything we've done on this car, and we've done so much to every single part of this car cosmetically to make it look amazing. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Mohammed here, Glossworx. I have something amazing to present to you guys in terms of what we did. It's a car that I think came out so amazing. It looks beautiful on first appearance, and as you start to look at it, you just start to like this car more and more and more. So we tried to get that whole look. You know, when you individually speccing a car at BMW, we tried to create that sensation on a second-hand car. So yes, we did go custom, yes, we did a lot of interior custom, but still kept it to look as original as possible. So the difference here is, I would call this a resto mod, or OEM plus. I would say OEM plus, because the only difference on this car that makes it look different would be the mags and the drop suspension, which added a lot of character to this car. But I'm going to take you through the process today to show you all the work that Glossworx performed on this car in a month. And in a month we got this car and we spec'd this car to really look really amazing. And not just from the camera perspective, but when you look at this car from a face-to-face value, just look at this car and you start to see that the details on this car is really amazing. Let's go through all the processes. Let's show you what we've done on this car. And we'd love to hear your comments on this car itself, because for me, the interior really rocks this car. The color with the interior, it just looks good. So we're going to go through that now. Let's take it step by step with all the details we've added here, and then we hear from you in your comments. So guys, this client needs no introduction. This client basically has been there from the very beginning with Glossworx and has grown with Glossworx in so many different ways. And the car collection that he's actually building is one of the most unique cars that we have ever built. He's allowed us to test our boundaries. He's allowed us to bring things to life. And you guys all know him by now. His name is Sibu. Sibu specs his own cars. He doesn't believe in originality. He believes in a custom car, one of one, and he believes that that car is the car that he always wants to keep in his collection as his masterpiece. So this blue car came in basically as BMW's Moonlight Blue. When the car came in, the car was in immaculate condition. The car was really, if you looked at it, the mileage very low on the car, and I think we're sitting just under 165,000, which had its obvious road rash and obviously whatever happened environmentally on the paint or organically wherever he went. But there were a few scratches on the car, a little bit of scuff, nothing major. But being Sibu, you know what's the first thing that he always wants? Paint. What are we going to do to the paint that's going to make this car look extraordinary, different to every other M3 that's on the road? So we did his wife's blow over few months ago, and you guys know it was the Range Rover, and he fell in love with that whole combination of being a Range Rover. He wanted that Portofino Blue, and also the seats that had to match the color, which would be your beige and your chocolate. Now, when you come with these sort of ideas, it's no longer just a respray and it's no longer just 1 month, but he wanted the car to be done in 1 month. And obviously, a full color change on a car like this is not a simple color change. It's obviously taking down to metal, treating the metal, finding all the previous damage that was actually done to the panels on the car itself, pin, file, pulling that to making sure everything is right, and then putting the color code he liked. And when it comes to a respray changing a color, you have to go down, and you guys know, for the guys that's out there that's seen so many of our videos before, you know that that's a mission. You know that so many parts has to be stripped: windscreens, windows, fenders, doors, boot lid, boot. So many parts, components to be stripped, complete interior. Everything has to come off the car. A 1 month challenge seems like almost impossible, but thanks to the Glossworx team, we made this reality. We made this dream come to life. So going down to metal, we had to put paint on the original color code of the car being Moonlight Blue, and then going into Portofino Blue. And for me, that adjustment just on color itself, and from where I'm looking at this paint right now, it's reflective. It's amazing. It's standing out. It looks beautiful. It's actually such a beautiful color that fits onto this car. When you look at it from where I'm standing right now, not just being reflective, but all the key lines, all the lines on this car just comes to life. And I think that's why BMW brought these cars out in that blue-black, which was the Midnight, which you're looking at right now. And they also brought the color out in the black, because it really stood out in these cars. Not that the white and the other colors didn't look good, but I think this just suits the characteristics of this car so well. The color code on this car just enhances everything. It looks amazing. It looks rich. And just to take that in right now and look at this car, I think there's going to be some B-rolls running around. We'll talk about everything else that's been done on the car, but I think just to focus and just give this paint a second, just to sink in, just to see the beauty of what I'm seeing right now, so that you guys can understand the amount of work that just goes into a respray. And when you get the textures correct, when you get the flow of paint correct, the car just looks premium. It no longer looks resprayed, it looks OEM. My favorite part of the car. I love this combination that's just happening here. It's just so amazing in so many different ways. There's this richness, there's this class, and there's just the style that's going on in this car that just makes it look super amazing. So the seats usually in these cars always, well, this specific car came in black, which was blacked out completely, and we decided to change it to making this look so much different, and like I mentioned, the individual spec. So we changed the dashboard. That was a mission. We, to color the dashboard, to seeing it the way it is, we obviously have to strip everything completely, and we have to take all of the consoles out to get that color to stand out. So when I look at the top line on this dashboard and I see this beige here, and you look at the brown that's just wrapping around, so you have this chocolate brown that's wrapping around the dashboard because the top trim is chocolate brown, and then coming right down into the bottom section of the dashboard in chocolate brown, and with the beige in the middle, that just changes all the dynamics in this car. It just makes everything look super classy, super nice, and it's definitely a one-on-one because this hasn't been done by BMW or spec'd like that from BMW. And then we have what we changed here. We made that a little darker, the trim. We sprayed that just a little darker so it can actually go into that. So you have that bit of a metal kind of a look running in the middle of the dash, and it brings out a whole different look. It makes everything stand out, and it just, that whole combination goes. And then moving into the center console over here, we got the same chocolate running from the center moving in here, but then we have a touch of the beige onto the handbrake pouch and onto the gear lever pouch. And that also stands out, looks luxurious, and fits in with the whole combination of the car. And then you have obviously the seats in your beige and rocking back with this chocolate running on the sides of the seats. And I think that basically just completes this interior moving into the back. And then to top it off, to give you that luxury feel, we've done the Alcantara on the roof itself. So when you look at these suede pillars, which is running here on the sides of the car, the A, B, and C pillars, with the Alcantara roof lining, it just is a whole different dimension. And when you look at it, it no longer just looks E46. It looks E46 on steroids. I think this is a beautiful combination, and I'd love to hear from you guys what you think about this, because this is one of my favorite interiors that we have thus far done on these cars. And all thanks to Sivu for allowing us to explore and to get into this whole becoming creative. And this creativeness for me is like the beginning of so many new types of things that we're thinking about when it comes to interior, because we're always looking to expand our knowledge. That's one thing. And we're always looking to be creative, to create something that's different. And for me, this really stands out because I think we got everything right here. And like I say, you guys are going to comment about it, but for me, this is the beginning of a whole new era when it comes to Glossworx, because we're taking the newer cars. It's not just classics. We're not just working on your IS and known for the Mercedes or the Pagoda or things that we're doing in the classic department, but we're also taking this to the more modern cars, and we're trying to bring that alive with like individual specs, like making things stand out different for you. You bringing your idea to us, and us bringing that to life. And I think that's something Glossworx is really changing. We're changing the mindsets of all our employers. We're working with a whole progress thing where we're trying to find the best and source the best materials to give you the best quality in order to bring your vision to life. And this is a big example because Sibu always gives us that opportunity to make things custom, a one-on-one for him, because he wants to stand out in so many different ways with his car collection. And that allows us to go into places where we never went before. And these challenges are becoming more like an everyday culture at Glossworx. So if you want your car to be a one-on-one, if you really want to stand out and you want things to be different, then I think you should actually make your way to Glossworx Customs, and we should talk about these things because we can bring really your ideas to life. So guys, I just want to shout out to Shai from Wheel Freaks. He's always helping me with my fitments when it comes to wheels. And I think this guy got the formula correct. Because for me, a wheel must fit right on the car. If a wheel doesn't fit right on the car, it doesn't belong on the car. And I think we got this fitment. You can agree with me from the camera. You can see this whole concave look on 20s. It looks amazing, and even just the drop is looking good on this car. So for me, important is if we're going and we're doing a whole down to metal, we're putting this amazing paint on the car, we're doing the interior, the next thing is on a custom car is the wheel. And when I look at this wheel and the way it fits on this car, I love the fitment, I love the cosmetics, and I just love the whole sparkling silver with the dish and that concave. It makes sense on this car. It gives that racy look, and the fitment is correct. And it's not just the wheel, it's everything that matters here. So if you've done the paint correctly, you got the right wheel on the car, then you obviously have to look at the calipers. And here we colored the calipers in the black that came originally from the factory. And also just the brake pad rattle plates. We plated that, and I think that brings out a different dimension because it makes everything look clean and clinical, and change the disc. That for me is a wheel fitment, and obviously the right tires. It's got Michis on it, and I think that tire just looks good, it looks classy, and it stands out. So lastly, it's the mechanical part, and I think that's the cherry on the top. If you get that correct, then a restoration is always, it's a great thing, because mechanically if a car is not driving well, then what's the sense restoring a car? So with the motor and all the components that goes with that, we always ensure, like a car like this that has low mileage, you know the car is basically in pristine condition. You drove the car, we took it around the block, we drove it, the car drives perfectly well. But being old, there's a few changes that always needs to be made. And we always start off by the suspension, so we make sure that we do those upper control arms, lower control arms, we change the shocks, we do the braking system. That's important. And then obviously a full major service on the motor, and that just makes the car now reliable. So for me, that completes everything, that makes everything make sense. And that's a complete, just what we call the blow over or the respray that we do on these cars to enhance them and bring them back to life. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys want to bring your car in for the same thing, because this is something amazing. It makes a classic stand out. It's an individual. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and I see you back next time.